Hi, Aries, Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your March 1st to the 15th, 2024 reading for you. Now, I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps me out tremendously, and it gets this channel seen by the YouTube algorithm. So, thank you so much for doing so. So, let's see what the cards have to say. Okay, angels, and spirit guides show me clearly. Okay, your cards are just popping right out. You see all that? Let's move this up, move this over. Okay, cool. All right. So what's really great here is that you're coming through as the King of Wands. You're represented by the Wands in the Minor Arcana. You're represented by the Emperor in the Major Arcana. So you're coming through as the highest court card in the Wands courts, in the Court of the Wands, right? Here in this deck. So what you're seeing here is a level of power and authority and distinction moving you forward as you're putting down a lot of the burdens that have been holding you back for quite a long time. You're going to see that there is a shift, there is a change, there is an insight that is coming forward. Now, what's interesting here is that we have the Pisces time frame reversed, the moon is reversed, so a lot of fears are going to be coming out as well. During this time, we can have a lot of stresses on us. So do be mindful about this. The Pisces time frame is February 19th to March 20th. So we're going from the 1st to the 15th. This is a time that could show that we can have a lot of our fears come forward. And it can just even be, our thoughts being like, oh my gosh, you should be afraid of this. Oh my gosh, you should overthink this. Oh my gosh, there's chaos here. So just be mindful about this during this time because it can be very, very overwhelming. But looking here and knowing that we're balancing our fears, we're facing a lot of things that would have held us back before. We're going to be seeing things quite differently than we have before and moving forward to a level of prosperity and success that we might have thought, no, I can't. But this is also going to be a time with a lot of learning, with a lot of insight coming in, especially around money, around your prosperity, what you value as much as money coming forward. So the Page of Pentacles, Earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. You have Taurus energy right here. If you're born on the cusp with Taurus, if you have Taurus energy in your chart, that serves you very, very well. If you have Pisces energy in your chart, if you're born on the cusp with Pisces, that part of your personality can be tripping you up during this time. So do be mindful about this. With the Taurus energy right here, but also the Hierophant, which represents Taurus energy, we are going to see this level of power, this level of distinction. Remember, the Hierophant is the King of Kings. He's the Pope. He could tell kings and emperors what to do back once upon a time. So here we're going to see a power, a distinction, authority come forward, but also a sense of like, what am I really good at? Like, what do I want? What are my gifts? What do I desire? Where do I need to be? We're again releasing a lot of burdens, but really stepping into a power, especially around our solar plexus chakra, around our sacral chakra, our creative energy, our, determined energy to move forward. We trust our gut a lot during this time. We also have the Queen of Swords. This is air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. If we have this energy in our chart, if we have this energy in our life, there is going to be someone within our circle that just cuts through the doubt, like cuts through the bull and is a straight shooter. That's just going to be the way that it is. They say things plainly, they speak plainly. It's kind of like Confucius said, name it simply and name it plainly. And that's also going to be during this time what you really like. You don't want a lot of hoopla. You don't want all the sparkles and, glitz and glam and all that nonsense on it. You want the facts. You want to give it to you straight. You want to look at it, as it needs to be looked at and then move forward. And that's going to be really important during this time. You don't want people talking in circles to you. That's really going to annoy you. It's like you're not saying anything. You're just wasting my time. So just be mindful about this during this time that we can be very sharp and to the point. So just be aware of this. But very good energy for you. We are crowned with the Eight of Wands reverse. The Eight of Wands reverse is things are not going to move as quickly as we want them to. The more you try to push something, the more you try to say, it has to be like this, it has to be like that, the slower it's going to go. The slower it's going to go. So just be mindful about this during this time because it can be really, really frustrating. Okay. So let's see what Spirit has to say. And if you're interested in entering to receive a free reading, put a shamrock in the description box below, not the description box, in the comment box below. A person's going to be chosen at random and announced on Sunday. We'll do this first Sunday of, should it be the first Sunday of March? Yeah, let's do the first Sunday of March, which I think is very, very soon. So yeah, let's do that. And then we'll just go from there with the reading. So let's see here. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. This is abundance. Aries, you are an abundant person, prosperous, abundant, determined, focused, insightful. So just be aware of this. Be aware that you are moving into abundance. Abundance doesn't mean that you're going to, dive into your pile of money. I'm just seeing like Scrooge McDuck, that animated show where you just dived into the pile of money. That may not be our fate, and that's okay. But seeing ourselves as abundant, seeing ourselves as prosperous, seeing ourselves as moving forward in victory and success, that's a big deal, and that's a big thing. So don't compare yourself to the rest of the world. We've gotten a little bit out of hand, especially with all of social media, with like, oh, we should have all this stuff. Before we only got to compare ourselves off of a few people. Now we get to compare ourselves off of everybody. And Spirit is saying, stop it. Stop it and look what's right for you. Look what brings you joy, what brings you bliss, what brings the abundance into your life. It moves us then to our chakra energy. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. This is Mother Earth. This is the Earth Star Chakra located 6 inches below our feet. And this is a sense of needing to ground ourselves, needing to plant our roots into the ground, and needing to see ourselves as we move forward. So that's going to be very important for us during this time, to root, to ground, to connect with the earth, and to recharge our energy, to recharge ourselves. You've been burning the candle at both ends. You've been facing a lot of fears, a lot of doubt. You've been pushing yourself quite hard. I highly recommend sitting outside or at least by the window and letting in the fresh air, letting yourself sit in the sun and get recharged. Let's see what energy we need to be mindful of during this time. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. This is the Hermit reversed. So what's very interesting is this time makes us slow down. We don't want to. We want everything to move super fast. But what I'm seeing in every single reading is that we have to slow down. We have to. It's going to work out better if we slow down and if we take stock inside. Now, this is Virgo energy. If we have Virgo in our chart, it's a time frame of August 23rd to September 22nd. It is a time where we need to look inward. Are we going to want to? Absolutely not. And especially if this is in our birth chart, we don't want to look inward. We want to go out. We want to find the answers outwardly. That's not going to help us, and that's not going to be beneficial. It's looking inward, it's slowing things down, and it's taking stock. That's going to be really important, and yet that's going to seem like such a time waster. It really is. It's going to be like, I can be pushing things forward. I can be getting so much done. I don't want to waste my time. You're not. You're not. You're bettering yourself, and you're moving yourself forward in grandeur and prosperity. With the 8 of Wands reversed, we want to move so fast. We do, but everything is like, hurry up and wait, hurry up and wait. So just be aware of that during this time. It's going to be one of the most frustrating things for everybody, that it's hurry up and wait. So slowing it down, checking in is going to be really important. Taking stock of things before we move forward, because a lot of what we're kind of responding against right now is going to be a response against fear, a response against, holy smokes, I have to do XYZ. I have to push this forward. We need to take stock, look at things clearly, distinctly, and powerfully for us. Calm down and move forward. And that's going to be really important. The moon, when it is reversed, has a lot of delusion thinking coming in, meaning that, not to call us delusional, but meaning that our imagination can get away from us. And that's a totally human thing, that we can sit there and we can hyperfixate on things. We can, go to the worst case scenarios and just beat ourselves up and beat ourselves up. So just be mindful about this during this time, because it can get intense and we need to keep ourselves grounded. That's why the earth chakra has come out so powerfully. Meditation, the Om Nami Padme Hum, meditation is going to be so important for us, and really sitting in that energy, sitting in that space. But again, it's going to be the last thing we want to do. We don't want to chant. We don't want to embrace the energy vibration. Om Mani Padme Hum will be so beneficial. finding that chant. We can listen to it on YouTube. We can, chant along with it before we go to sleep at night. That would be powerful for you. It moves us to the hangman. We are starting to see things differently, and we're starting to see ourselves in a very different place than we thought we would be. We're going to start to see ourselves empowered. We're going to start to see opportunities coming forward. We're going to also start to see limitations that we've put around ourselves being broken as we move forward in distinction, in prosperity, in power, and in understanding. It brings us then to this place as we look at things differently. And that can make us, we can get a little bit scared as we're looking at things differently and be like, oh no, I have to look at it like this, or it has to be like that. And Spirit's like, no, kind of let changes come forward. With the Page of Pentacles, if you have young earth sign energy in your life, especially a young Taurus, that comes through very powerfully during this time. But you're also going to see that this is a time of learning, and it's learning about putting the money in the bank, in the pocket, really gaining wealth and expanding your prosperity. Now, this might be, looking at certain things and being rather prudent with certain things, being like, okay, I'll do this and not that, I'll move forward here, not there, type of thing. So just be mindful about this. This doesn't mean that everybody's going to get a winning lottery ticket, though I do wish that for everyone. What it does mean is that we're taking our time, we're planting our seeds, and we're learning, how do I move forward? Where is it that I want to be? What is exciting for me? What's prosperous for me? Where do I excel? And that's going to be very powerful. When we're little, if we're lucky, we have people who celebrate all our achievements. Everything gets celebrated. Oh my gosh, you drink out of a big kid's cup. You went to the potty, things like that. Everything gets celebrated. It doesn't get celebrated as we get older. And it doesn't mean that we don't need that celebration. So here, when we're planting these seeds, celebrating ourselves, to be able to say, well done, good job doing that. And I will move forward this way. And what about this? And what about questioning this? And just embracing that enthusiasm and that questioning and that seeking that we have as children. And we're going to see that this is a time where we learn a lot about our prosperity and how to move forward in our money. The Hierophant here, the Taurus energy, is going to be so important for us. That sense of, this is what I want, this is what I'm moving forward in, this is where I need to be. There's structure to things here. Our dreams need practical plans. We need to have a rooting and, that intense kind of seed to fruit type of energy is coming forward. If I don't plant it, if I don't take care of it, if I don't, keep on top of things, it will not bear the fruit that I want it to bring. So during this time, we need to be very, very aware of how we want to move forward, of what's important to us, of what we're giving our time to, of how we're building and growing and expanding. And it brings us to a place with the 10 of Pentacles, where we start to see that we've been carrying for quite some time an unbearable weight. And most likely since the beginning of February, since the beginning of February, I was going to say, Pisces time period, that's February 19th, but I would say from the beginning of February, there has been an unbearable weight that has been on our shoulders. And we're going to start to see us releasing it, finding ourselves, seeing ourselves, finding our voice, seeing our voice. We can also find, people online, or people, just by watch certain things that we watch, like certain things that come on our feed, or, that pop up, that really speak to something that we're going through. And we're going to see that it helps us release our burdens, release our fears, look at ourselves and say, okay, I stand in me. Like, I know what I need. I know how to move forward. And there is going to be a shift from, I'm not good enough, I'm not doing enough, I'm not achieving enough, to, wow, look how far I've come. Look how far I've come, and look how much I've done. Do not pick up the burdens for everybody else. It's going to be so easy to do that during this time, Aries, where it's like, oh, okay, I can handle this. I got this. No, you're coming to a completion of a cycle when it comes to your passion, your distinction, your way of moving forward. And we're going to see here that you're starting to see more than the mud on your shoes. And that's not an inspiring sight, right? The mud on your shoes is not inspirational, where all you are is hunched over, trudging one foot in front of the other. And that's what life has felt like. This is going to be a time where we're embracing our throat chakra. That's why the chanting is going to be so important. We're embracing our throat chakra, and we're seeing ourselves move forward in a more powerful, a more distinct, a more honoring of self type of way. And it brings us then to the King of Wands. It brings us to the transformation of ourselves. Remember, salamanders in alchemy represent transformation, where we're going through a crucible of life and of time, and we're finding where we stand. It hasn't always been the most comfortable, as crucibles never are, but we are going to see that we're finding our fire, our passion, our distinction, our determination, our focus, our insight. There is a fire within our belly that's coming forward again. We're listening to ourselves, we're seeing ourselves, we're moving forward, and it brings us to this place of really clear thoughts. Now, we're astoundingly passionate during this time, very, very driven. We can be very lucky when it comes to investments or when it comes to certain things that we want to grow. We do have a lot of fear here. We want to be much more cautious. So when it comes to, moving things forward, especially in a financial sphere, it's going to be being way more conservative than just taking wild and crazy risks. I don't mean anything to do with one way of doing this or another. We just want to be really, really smart with what we're doing. We don't this is not a time to take risks. That's all I'm trying to say. So just be aware of that during this time. We're going to want to move forward very tried, very true paths. With the Queen of Swords, we're cutting through doubts and fears and negativities. We're also seeing a lot of why we've put our time and effort into certain things, how we've moved forward, where we're going, where we're headed, what we want, what we desire for ourselves, what we're seeing for ourselves. And there is a sense that, okay, I would not be surprised if, Aries, you have been through times, where people are saying you're being too much of a bully. Yeah, bully is a strong word to use, but you're being too pushy, because you can be pushy. Okay, note that. You're represented by the god of war. that's not the easy, laid back, don't worry about it, Dionysus type of energy. Let's go have a party and drink some wine type of thing. This is the, I have things to do. We have things to move forward in. We have a finite time to do this. Let's get this stuff done. You are going to be very sharp as it comes to your mind, as it comes to the way that you're thinking about things, the way that you're cutting through nonsense, doubts, fears, negativities, hurts, pains, disappointments. You are going to be seeing yourself, and you're going to be like, oh, I was forged here. This transformed. This broke me, but I put myself back together. This moved me forward. There is an honesty, there is a distinction, and there is a cutting to the truth of things during this time that is very refreshing. You really like it, yes, but it can also be a little bit like, whoa, that's a lot to digest. So just be aware of this during this time. You're finding your wings, you're flying forward. You're also finding the kind of noble aspect of yourself. It doesn't mean that we act, nobly and everything like that, though that's always nice. But it's the sense of, I deserve to hold that sword. Remember, in medieval times, only nobility got to hold swords. I mean, you can hold a sword while you traveled because it was super dangerous, but you had to leave it at a way house. So here, there is a real sense of, I deserve this. I'm moving forward. There's a power to me. Be very mindful of what you put into your mind. She's having the headdress over her head. She is the only queen that has armor on. So that is quite beautiful. There is a sense of, I've worked for this. I've, blood, sweat, and tears into this. I am moving forward. And there is not an apology. Do not apologize for winning, for succeeding, and for being driven. Keep on going. Keep on going, because nobody would apologize to you. I'm not saying that to be petty or nasty, but sometimes we think, oh no, I can't be mean, right? I can't be, anything but super caring and super giving, especially when we see the queens come forward. But there is a strength and a power to you that you need to just completely embrace. And the Queen of Swords, she gets a bad rap. She's the most masculine of all the queens. So some people sit there and say, she's not nice. She is nice, but she knows her worth, and she's not willing to sell herself down the river for anybody. It moves us then to our subconscious energy, which is meditate. And that's reversed. Didn't Spirit say that meditating is going to be one of the best things that we can do for ourselves? And yet we're really not going to want to. So be aware of that. It's going to help with our abundance. So if that can help us move forward, that'll be great. Truth, the throat chakra, came through again in the reading, and there is a need for us to speak the truth to ourselves. It's not that if you speak the truth, nobody will, find fault with you. That's not what Spirit is saying. Though I have heard people say that, but it's, say what's true for you, to you, what you believe in, what you don't believe in, how you want to move forward, how you don't want to move forward, and move that truth with balance, with insight, and with harmony of self. It brings us then to the energy to be mindful of, and that's the Ace of Swords. Be mindful of following somebody else's goals or thinking somebody else has all the answers because they talk with confidence and assurity. This is going to be a time where you'll have a lot of people, trying to kind of like peddle their wares type of thing. It's like, oh, I want you to do this, I want you to do that. And they really talk as if they know it all. Listen to your inner guidance, listen to your angels, listen to your spirit guides, listen to your gut and yourself. And don't be talked out of what's sacredly important to you. Your subconscious tarot message is the Seven of Wands reverse. You are so tired of fighting and you're so tired of emotional manipulation. So do be aware of this. Be aware of just being taken advantage of by others. It's not taken advantage of. It's like feeling like you have to fight, feeling like you always have to be on. You do not always have to fight. You do not always have to be on. Stand up for what you believe in. Absolutely. Stand true to your convictions, but embrace your power and embrace your grace because you will be surprised at how far that takes you. But this is a time where our energy has kind of been like a clenched fist. I always use this analogy with the Seven of Wands. The analogy is that, hold your fist like this. It's exhausting. This is exhausting. It's been seconds. Okay. It hurts your hand. And if your energy is like that, it's draining on your body. It's draining on your soul. It's draining on yourself. So being aware of this is super important. And just saying, no, I stand up for what I believe in, but I will not be pulled down this path of arguing and hatred and anger. I will not. Okay. All right, Aries. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we embrace the power, intensity, and beauty of this time and of ourselves. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Aries. May blessings and prosperity always be with you. I love you all. God bless. Bye.